Hey guys, Jory here from CUBO again. We've been iterating on a bunch of different mask designs, and we finally found something that's quick, effective, and doesn't slip so much when you talk. When you do your cutting, you're going to end up with 5 total pieces. This will be for the nose pocket. It is 2 inches by 6 inches, super easy. You'll also end up with 2 liner pieces. And lastly, you'll have 2 main pieces, so this will be on the outside of your mask. For ear loops, we're using this cording that we made out of a polyester spandex blend. I believe it's 95% polyester, 5% spandex. And t-shirt yarn will also work just fine. What we did is we cut it into 1-inch strips, and then we just pulled it like this. Boom, and when you pull it, it will fold in on itself, and it will turn into cording. Super easy. If you don't know how to make t-shirt yarn, there's a bunch of really good videos on YouTube. For the ear loops, we're going to make them expandable, but the strips we're going to cut are going to be 12 inches in length. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put the right sides together, and we're going to sew along this front edge here. We're going to do the same thing with the liner material, and you can go ahead and chain those together to make your workflow a little bit faster. Now that we have both of those edges sewn, I'm going to put the exterior fabric to the side for a minute, and I'm going to take the liner fabric. I'm going to flip this inside out. Now on each of these sides, I'm going to fold the edges in along this straight area here. So I'll give that 1, and I'll give that 2 folds. And it's okay if it extends past just a little bit. And we're going to sew this down. So what we've ended up with here is the edges are sewn in towards the inside. Now this is an optional step, but if you want to add the nose piece where you put the pipe cleaner into, you're going to need a 5-inch by 2-inch piece of scrap fabric. I'm just using a piece of nylon I had here. To prepare the nose piece, I have the wrong side facing up here. I'm going to fold the edge in. I'm going to eyeball about 1/4 inch, and then I'm going to fold it in half. So you can see here I have like this. I'm going to feed that. I'm just going to take that, I'm going to sew that down. And I'm going to do that same thing to the other side, so wrong side up. I'm going to fold that in there, about 1/4 inch. I'm going to fold that up. So I'm going to end up with this piece like this. Now we're going to take our sewn nose strip, we're going to fold that in half to get a nice crease to find the center. And we're going to attach this to the outside of the liner, so on this side. So usually what I do is I take this, I fold this in half here, I loop this on here at the top, and then I take a single clip and I just clip that in the center so that it doesn't slide when I start the stitching. Now what we're going to do is we're not going to stitch the top, we're going to top stitch the bottom onto the liner. Boom, perfect. So I'm going to take this clip off, and I'm going to use this clip now to attach the liner piece to the outside fabric. So I'm going to take the outside fabric, I'm going to open it up, flip it, and now this is very important. I want the outside of the liner and the outside of the main fabric, and I want to put those together. So I want to put right sides together, and I'm going to clip here in the middle and then stitch the top here. And when I put the tops together, I try to push the seam one way on the liner and then the seam the other direction on the top so that there's just a little bit less bunching up here. Give that a clip, and usually I try to clip as little as possible to make the sewing go quicker. And I'm just going to sew these 2 sides together. Now I have my mask, the right sides are sewn together on both the top and the bottom, and I'm just going to flip it inside out. Once you have it flipped inside out, if you want to, you can top stitch all of this. I don't. I'm looking to make these quickly, and I found that it's not really necessary to do any top stitching here. Your last sewing step here is on the edges. We're going to take the outside fabric here, these sides, we're going to fold it in maybe about 1/4 inch. Then we're going to fold it in again, right up against the liner here, and then we're going to sew close to the edge here on the outside, and that'll make our channel for our ear loops. I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side, just sew down this channel. And you are pretty much all done. So we're going to put the ear loops in. I'm going to take a piece of craft wire like this and just put that through the channel. I'm going to take my ear loop cord. This is 12 inches in length. String that through that. Then just use this wire to pull it through. Now I like the ear loops to be adjustable, so I do a slip knot on both sides. So all I'm going to do is do an overhand knot over here. And I'm going to do the same overhand knot on the other side. Now what's great about this is I found it's really hard to get a universal fit on ear loops, but now these knots will slide around. So if you need to expand this and make this larger for a larger person, all you have to do is slide the knot up. Easy. For my nose wire, I just use a pipe cleaner. I usually fold it in half like this, and that way when you stick it in, this edge won't catch on all the fabric when you try to stick it in there. And I'll just hold it up against the nose piece, and I think it's about like 3.5 inches or something like that. And I'll just give that a snip. Now you have this nice round area you can just kind of poke in there, and I shimmy that down like this.